All right, joining me right now for his take on it all, Vice President for Strategic Initiatives and Operations at the London Center for Policy Research, Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer. Good to see you.
Hey, Trish. Good to see you.
What do you make of China sending the special envoy to North Korea?
I think the president's getting through. Look, the president stood toe-to-toe in South Korea with the North Koreans. He's made it very clear that he is demanding action. There's a number of outlying issues which have to be addressed. The nuclear issue, the ballistic missile issue, the issue of just North Korea being a very bad member of the international community. So I'd like to believe that a couple things happened behind the scenes. First, I think he had a reasoned discussion face-to-face with the leadership of China, laying out to them in very direct terms their real exposure here, to use a business term. You know, if something goes wrong, their economy tanks. And secondly, I'd like to believe the president brought up something regarding their most favored nation trade status. I mean, Trish, we have other partners. He made that clear by the visits to Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Those countries can ramp up and produce as much junk, if you will, as China does, and we can import that. So, look, I think he's been
we have leverage.
We have leverage, which President Obama either failed to understand or failed to act upon, but this president has decided to act on.
Indeed. Let me ask you about this threat that Kim Jong-un has leveled now at the president. The president tweeted that he was short and fat, which is, a lot of people have actually said that, unfortunately, about him, that he is short and fat. That's one of the president's favorite digs, if you would, at the North Korean leader. So he then responds by basically, calling for the assassination of the United States president as a result of this.
Right.
You want to talk about escalating things.
Well, I know. Look, I go after liberals who come on my page and talk about the fact they live in their mother's basement. So I think we all have our go-to kind of insult on people. In this case, the president, I think, said something that everybody recognized. This guy's kind of...
It is what it is, right? Sorry.
He's got the Napoleon complex. With that said, look, the great leader has threatened all sorts of things. They threatened to pull out of the agreement. This is more just basic nonsense, which essentially makes, the leader of North Korea look as little as he really is. I mean, that's really the bottom line.
Where do you see this heading? Any previews on what we're going to hear, by the way?
Well, I actually don't. I was talking to Brad a few minutes ago about this. Look, the president has been behind the scenes. His team has been working this very hard. And I think what we're going to see here is some movement regarding China becoming more, I think, responsible, to use a word, regarding their role in this. I mean, Trish, you and I both know that the North Koreans would not be where they're at if not the Chinese leaving the back door open for them.
I agree. I've said it all along. We have a lot of power when it comes to China. We need to use it. And it looks like the president is. We'll find out more soon. Thank you so much, Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer.